What's up, guys? It is Super Shaw here, and today is going to be the NFL regular season week 1 predictions, game predictions. I am excited to start off the season with great predictions of mine, and it's just going to be great. I know the Thursday night game is already started, but I am not paying any attention to it. But it's okay. So, I'm just going to, like always, give the predictions of who I think will win the game. No scores, just who I think will win. NFL gradings will start during the regular season. There will be predictions, then the gradings, then the rankings. And that's how it will be. So, I don't really have much of an introduction, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first ever game of the regular season for the 2019-2020 NFL season. Our Thursday night game, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. This game will be pretty interesting in my opinion. But you know, Khalil Mack is really good for the Bears. You have Aaron Rodgers for the Packers. But I believe the Bears will shut down Aaron Rodgers and his offense. And I believe this will be a good game, but I believe the Bears will take this game in this situation. So I believe it will not be a blowout, but I believe the Chicago Bears will take the win over this team, so I will give it to them this week. Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, I believe it will be pretty close, but it's going to be pretty iffy. But you know, it's in Minnesota, so I believe they will be a little better than the Falcons, and they will play a little better. So I believe since it's in Minnesota, I'm going to give it to them because they will be the better team in this situation, and it will be a home game. So I believe that's going to be kind of the reason why they will win this game. So it will be close, but I will just give it to the Minnesota Vikings for the win. Next game, we have the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets. Now, this is the game that will be close. But, I think the New York Jets can take this game. I think they can actually win against the Bills, to be honest. So I believe, with this being a close game as well, since it's in New York, I believe the Jets will take it. I believe since it's in the New York Jets Stadium, I believe they can take it. But it will once again be a close game. So, since it's there, I will give it to the New York Jets. Next game, we have the Washington Redskins versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I feel like this will not be pretty. This will not be pretty at all. I think this is going to be a pretty bad game to watch. And that it will be, if not a blowout, that it will be close. I think the Philadelphia Eagles will be better. You know, they have good players. As long as Carson Wentz stays healthy, they will be a gratefully succeeding team. Washington has a lot to go through them own selves. Well, through themselves on their own. So, you know, this is going to be a pretty tough game to watch. So, I know it will shock a lot of Redskins fans, but since the Eagles have a little better offense and better defense, greater categories, I will give it to them this week. So I will just give it to them because there's no other point to it. Next game, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Wow. I feel so bad for the Indianapolis Colts right now. They lost Andrew Luck because he had retired because he had a lot to go through for himself through all the injuries that had worn him out. So it's just sad for a lot of Colts fans that they have to deal with this. Yeah, it will not be a good game. So, the Chargers, they have good categories, great offense, great defense. They have Melvin Gordon, Phillip Rivers. As long as they stay healthy, they will be good. But I heard that Melvin Gordon is looking to trade. But I'm not sure if that will be successful or not. But as long as he stays with the team, they will be pretty good. So I will just give it to them, but I believe it will be, pretty tough. So I will give it to the Los Angeles Chargers this week because they are going to be the better team this year. Next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have a feeling this will be a really, really, really close game for some reason. I don't know why, but I feel like it will just be close. But, it's in Jacksonville, but I believe the Kansas City Chiefs will be the better team. Jacksonville has a lot to actually recover from since the preseason, but I believe they will pull it together since it was only the preseason, but not by way too much. But with the Chiefs being the better team, I'm going to say they will win the game this week. So I will just give it to them for this game. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Cleveland Browns. Well, I think it will be a good game, but things will turn around in the second half of the game. I believe the Browns are better. They have better offense and defense. Titans still has the same, but Browns have better categories. So I know it will be a good game to watch, but I believe the Browns are better. So I will give this game to the Cleveland Browns this week because they are the better team. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, this will not be good. I feel like the Ravens will beat the Dolphins, but I believe it won't be a blowout, but it will not be pretty. It will be close to a blowout, probably like by 13 or 14 points, somewhere around that range. So, Dolphins have a lot to recover from. They have a lot of work to do. Have a long way to go as well. So, I'm just going to give this game to the Baltimore Ravens because they are better. Next game, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, the Rams are more than what you think they were in the preseason. So, they have Cam Newton, but he's not going to do much to shut down the Rams. Rams have great offense. They have great defense. They are dominable, so there's no sense in giving this game to the Panthers because this will be probably if not a blowout, it will be close to a blowout. So I think the Los Angeles Rams will take this game because they are a better team, so I will give it to them for this game. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I feel like this will not be a blowout. I feel like it will be a close game. But I believe it will be kind of more of a defensive game more than an offensive game. That's how the Seahawks usually play, Usually they start out slowly and then pick it up as they grow throughout the season. So, yeah, I feel like it's not going to be a blowout, but since it is in Seattle, I'm going to give it to them because they are the better team. So, I believe it will be close, but I'm just going to give it to the Seattle Seahawks because they will be better this year and for safety precautions. Next game, we have the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. Wow, a great way to start off the season, but I believe since it's in Dallas that Dallas will take the game. I know I have to say that to the Giants' face to shut them out at this time, but I believe that's how it will be, but it will be really close. I feel like it will be a really close football game, and it'll be kind of fun to watch. But since it's in Dallas and they are a better team, I will give it to them for this game. You know, they have better offense and defense. Giants still have a lot to do to improve themselves and show themselves a little better. So for safety measures, I will give it to the Dallas Cowboys. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. An interesting game I'm looking at, but I just don't see the Buccaneers pulling it out. I feel like it will be a really close game as well. I feel like it will be kind of in the 17 to 22 point record, or not record, but points on the board. It will be somewhere around that for these teams. It will be pretty close. So, me looking at this game makes me say it's got to be the 49ers because they will be the better team. So, since they are going to be a little better and they are starting to improve, I will just give it to the San Francisco 49ers because they will show themselves a little better than they did last year. So, since I believe, even though it's in Tampa Bay and it will shock them, I'm just going to give it to the 49ers for this game because I believe they can win this game. Next game, we have the Detroit Lions and Arizona Cardinals. Well, you know, I believe that none of these teams will be good at all this year. But I believe this is a game that the Arizona Cardinals can take since it is at home and they are facing such a weak team. I feel so bad for the Lions and for the Cardinals. They have a lot of work to do. They have a lot to recover from. They will have to make a slow and safe recovery to get better throughout the years. So they have to use the next few seasons to improve. But other than that, for this season, I believe it will be a pretty boring game. I believe it will be kind of a flat game between these two. So with this being said, I will give this to the Arizona Cardinals because they will be at home doing a little better, but it doesn't really matter for both of these teams because they will not be good at all this year. So I will just give it to the Arizona Cardinals for safe precautions into my predictions. Our Sunday night game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New England Patriots. You know, I just don't see it happening. You have Tom Brady for the Patriots with a great offense. Steelers will be kind of in there, but they will not be enough for Tom Brady. You know, he will put points on the board, and it's just what they will do. But I will not see it as a blowout. It will not be one, so it will be kind of a great game. But looking at it, I just see Tom Brady continuing with the wins. So with this game, I will just give it to the New England Patriots because I believe they will win this game. Our Monday night games, we have the Houston Texans versus the New Orleans Saints. You know, this is just not going to be... I will not say it will be a blowout, but it will not be too pretty. the Texans will kind of default from last year a little bit, but not by too much. The New Orleans Saints are going to be good just like they were last year, so there's nothing else to it. So, looking at this game, I think the New Orleans Saints can take this game because I believe they will be better. So, looking at this, I will give it to the New Orleans Saints because I believe they will win this game because they are the better team. And the final game of the NFL Week 1 2019-2020 games, which would be the last Monday night game, we have the Denver Broncos versus the Oakland Raiders. By the way, I am an Oakland Raiders fan if you did not know already. So what happened to Antonio Brown really shocked me today to hear what happened to him. So it's not going to fly around here, okay? We cannot have such stuff to deal with him. He's already had to deal with fines and possible suspension and maybe even possibly leaving the team. I do not like what's going on. Anyway, I'm not going to go into any more detail with what's going on with him. So, even though he's not going to be there, I believe since it's in Oakland that they will still take the game because, even though they still have a lot to recover from, they still have a good bit, they will continue to recover. They are already starting their recover. But I see them as a better team than the Broncos. They have Joe Flacco, which won't help them that much. They will not have that good of offense either. Their defense is pretty good, though. That's what we have to worry about. So, looking at this game, I believe the Raiders will still take the game because it will be in Oakland and they will still be the better team. So, I will just give it to the Oakland Raiders for safety precautions this week. So, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this Week 1 NFL 2019-2020 predictions for each and every game this week. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what your favorite team is in the comments below. I would love to know what your favorite team is. You can tell me what your predictions for this Week 1 is, and I would love to know about it, and I will tell you what I think about it, and you can tell me what you think about my predictions, and you can tell me if you have any disagreements on what you think, and I will tell you why I put them at who I believe will win each game. So I will see you guys hopefully whenever I can get the Week 1 grading and Week 1 rankings in as soon as possible. So I will see you guys later, and bye.